Hello everyone, I am the Legend 36. Someone who you may recognize the voice from, but I am choosing to not use my face in this video as to give a unbiased presented format of the video version of our IndieCross development log for 2025. With that being said though, hope everyone's having happy holidays, and be sure to watch this video to the very end as it will help you provide all the information you may have missed and are not aware of for IndieCross development going into next year. With that being said, let us dive into what's been happening for 2025. Before we continue fully though, I do want to make a point that IndieCross the FNF mod and IndieCross the animated series are not connected. The stories are not intertwined, and both things are being produced by other people, being More Productions and the Penkaru and IndieCross team respectively, so please respect their wishes and do not combine the two together, as it's not what they want. Even though Moro and Penkaru are friends and work together, they are not affiliating both projects with one another, as they are both different IPs and takes on the IndieCross ideas. Please respect that, and let's get into things. Now, a big elephant in the room is people wondering what's been happening with FNF IndieCross. So to give a bit of a recap, what happened initially was that back in 2022, when the mod first released, Moro initially stepped down, leaving the mod along with Iku and handing the project off to Shadowfy, Brightfire, and EA Games, who then handed the project off to Penkaru. And since then, a lot of stuff has happened, whether it be from the physical release of IndieCross CDs for the OST with Troll Power tapes, or the Funcast trailer in 2024, a lot of stuff has happened on and off, but overall there's been no mod release. Now, you might be wondering, why is that? Well, we'll tell you. Earlier this year, we decided we wanted to approach the mod differently, releasing it in patches or separate updates to keep progress smoothly, as well as giving you guys, the players, content to play with the first update being around all the Hollow Knight content and aiming to release before Silksong. We ultimately realized a couple months back that this goal was out of our reach, while still maintaining the high quality standard we have for the final product. Despite that setback, we do want to say that this year without a doubt has been the best year production-wise for IndieCross, whether it comes to coding, music, art, animation, or overall things with the mod's development. This year was by far the most we got done out of any year so far in IndieCross development, which we're very happy to say and hope that I can apply to things soon when we're able to release content. One of our biggest hurdles initially was coding, since that going off of Kate Engine, the mod was a bit difficult to port between different engines. And on and off we had different ideas, but ultimately this year decided to switch from Psych Engine to Godot Engine. This is mainly because Godot is more comfortable for engine work between all the coders on the team, and it gives us the opportunity to do much cooler things than would have been possible in any hacks engine, like FNF base game. While that does mean the mod had to be entirely recoded, which ended up being quite a time sink, the decision has made overall development exponentially faster. The benefits of the switch should be more than obvious when you guys get your hands on this next update, once it's ready. In the few months we've been on Godot, we've already exceeded the progress from over 3 years of being on the previous engine, being Kate Engine, and the build is in a very promising state. We actually did our first playtest a couple weeks ago, and I've already fixed most of the critical issues and bugs that came up during said tests, which is honestly very exciting. Outside of that coding, much of the original art and music has also gone through some small changes than initially planned. Most of the original songs have had some extra love poured into them, either visually or musically, mainly focusing on making each song feel a little bit better representing of the game it's from, along with being more consistent style-wise compared to before. While we won't say exactly what these changes are at the moment, to not spoil the surprise, you can expect things along the line of stuff we've shown before, such as Arena Chromatics, Pixel Sand sprites, and Running Boyfriend sprites. It's important to us that we preserve what people liked about the original rather than changing things solely for the sake of changing them, so changes have been made selectively but in places we think people will appreciate once the update is released. These changes also affected how the coding process went, as our focus went from porting things as close to V1 as possible to looking at how things could be improved through simple touch-ups. This also gives people more reason to play the original content in the mod outside of the new additions. So look forward to that whenever you get the chance and the mod is out. Now that's enough about old content. Let's talk about some brand new content. As mentioned before in the previous development update, what was originally the entirety of IndieCross V2 is now known more specifically as the Hollow Knight update. This is because the bulk of the original content in the update will solely be about the Hollow Knight content, which includes at minimum all of week 4, the bonuses, and the Nightmare song for that week. This means that pre-release content such as the one-shot songs for Baldi, Celeste, and Hella Huggy will not be playable in this update. We know this may upset people, but this ultimately allows us to focus more on getting the main content done for the update so you guys can get it sooner, along with being able to give it a bit of extra polish when we possible when the entire team was spread across a ton of songs. Seriously, the glow up songs of the Hollow Knight content are night and day, which we'll talk about actually later in this video. To clarify though, the previous one-shots teasers are not gone and all the progress we had on them is still there, but we're simply pushing them away so that once the Holiday update is out, you can have more content in between when we take our time with patching up the previous update and releasing brand new stuff for you guys. And also not take more years to do that. We understand that things have taken quite a while to release. After multiple years of missing release date promises, it wouldn't be smart to promise anything concrete this time around, as confident as we would be saying it's coming out next year. When the project releases, we hope you guys will enjoy it. Thanks for everything thus far, and see you soon. On top of this, all teasers and information in IndieCross will be posted only on these accounts. So, if you happen to look at a certain elephant's channel only for the mod content, I would recommend you guys unsubscribe from that channel and only focus on this channel for news about IndieCross. But before we go, on the topic of news and content, we have one final teaser to end the year off. Please take a look.